and your role in it?
Well, Compliance is a movie that is based on an incident that happened at a fast food restaurant in Kentucky in 2003 or 2004. Just to get that down. Where a prank caller called pretending to be a police officer and got the manager to detain one of her employees, told her she was a thief, and a lot of other things. For a long time, several hours, and led to a lot of sort of awful things that happened. It was a prank that went way too far.
Well, I know that a lot of people love this film,
yes.
and it's been getting such great reviews, and I'm going to see it tonight, so everybody's been telling me, see it, see it, see it.
Yeah.
But tell me how you became interested in this story.
Well, the director, Craig Zobel, is a friend of mine, and we had made another film together called Great World of Sound in 2007. And I wasn't familiar with the story. He came to me and asked me, told me the story, and then told me he had written a film about it and asked me to play this really awful character, which was, you know, I love working with him and I love the material and everything, but it was a challenge to do something that I knew was going to be so unpleasant to do for a while. But it ultimately becomes kind of fascinating because I want to know why people do what they do, you know, good or bad, both as an actor and just as a person. And I think it's a fascinating case of something that makes absolutely no sense when you read about it or hear about it, why people would have done what they did on either side of it. And it's just interesting and I think creatively satisfying to explore motives, you know, for whatever reason. I hope that the film answers some of those questions, but I'm perfectly satisfied that it asks them. And I think it asks an audience to ask those questions too. So.
Do you think that's why people have been attracted to the story and
I think so. I think the initial attraction is, that's not true, that's not real, how did that happen? And even if A, B, and C happen, how did that lead to D? Which is a really awful thing, D. Someone asked me that last night after the Q&A, and I don't really have a good answer. I can give you what was going on, but who knows why people do what they did. I think the original impetus for Craig Zobel was the Milgram experiments in the 60s, where Stanley Milgram was bringing in people and telling them to give electric shocks, deadly amounts of electric shocks to people who were actors, but they didn't know that. And the people would always say, I don't feel comfortable with this, but when he told them to do it, because he was the guy with the lab coat on, they did it. 65% of all people complied.
Oh, that's scary.
And this incident came up when Craig studied that as a quote-unquote real-life example of the Milgram experiment. And why did people in Nazi Germany do the awful things they did? They were just following orders. Or are we inherently immoral in some way? Or do we just have a natural inclination or a learned inclination to authority? And people see the film and they not only wonder that about the characters, but about themselves too. And it gives people lots to take with them and think about. And I think, you know, for better or worse, people love to go to the movies and have a good time too, but I think they also like to have something enriching that they take with them and think about and talk about and makes them feel and maybe think about themselves in the world in a different way.
Well, congratulations. I can't wait to see it tonight.
I can't promise you have a good time, but it is a good movie.
No, I love that. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.